So here is a photo or video of everything after it's all dried, and we are waiting currently for the worker to come back and cut his relief cuts where he drew them yesterday. Apparently he's running a little late, and we're going to give him a call here in a minute. But there's some areas that didn't turn out so well like that, and they're thinking maybe they can mess with it with epoxy, but it's a garage floor. We didn't need it to be perfect. The reason they turned out like that is because there was a lack of communication. So just telling you once again, as y'all know, communication is key in anything that you do. So he did not bring his power scraper thing. Okay. It's called a power trowel, and that's a machine that just spins around and trowels the whole surface. He was under the impression we wanted a broom finish, which we didn't. So when the concrete came, the first batch was perfect, the second batch was way too thick, and the third batch was too runny. So they had to lose somebody, half the crew actually, because it was 2 pros, to go pick up the power trowel, and that took an hour-and-a-half round trip. So they lost a lot of work time, but you know, you live and you learn. And overall, I don't think I've discussed with you the cost. We had gotten 2 estimates, and well, 1 estimate actually. Okay, so if you hear the shooting in the background, it's the gun club. You can hear them practicing or, you know, shooting from here. So at least it's not a dog barking, right? But so our estimate on just getting the concrete poured, this was just the actual material, the concrete, was $4,000 for, it was 27 yards. This was poured 6 inches thick, and so it was $4,500 just for the 3 trucks to bring that. And then we had done all the work, so I really don't know the cost of all the rebar and the chairs to hold the rebar and the gravel and the modified and things that are under there. So we called somebody to finish it because the guy who was supposed to be able to do this for us wasn't having an open weekend to do it. So that was fine. So we called and got a professional out here to give us an estimate. And just to stand here while it was poured, and I don't mean just stand here, but to be the finisher. He would bring his crew and he would finish this. He wanted $7,900. So he wanted to do this over 2 days, and that's fine. So although these guys did it in 1 day. So that was too much for us. And then our original guy still wasn't available. So my husband and son went through and put forms up, and they were just going to pour that half themselves, wait for that to dry, and then the following weekend do this half themselves. And so they did all the forms for that. When they had the concrete ordered and everything ready to go, the original guy said, "Hey, my weekend cleared up if you want me to come out there and do this for you." So we said, yes, definitely. And his total charge, so the original guy was going to bring 3 guys, him and 2 others, and they wanted $1,100, and they were going to split that between them. And this guy is a business owner. He does do concrete, only he sold his business to do something else. So, but he does do concrete. It's not like he wasn't a pro. So he came that day, and he had 2 guys. So he was taking $300 off and only charging $800 for the entire pour, where the other guy who wanted to do it in 2 days wanted $7,900 for the same job this guy was going to do for $800. And they were good. They were good at what they did. And the low spots that we have were, like I said, because the concrete wasn't mixed as well as they ordered it, and then I don't think you can do anything about that. And then, of course, like I said, the whirly bird they didn't know that we needed that. So that's it, I think. And I decided to give you the cost breakdown because I know that I've told you in the past that this was something we needed done. And of course, it's a huge, huge investment. And you have to save the money for it because we don't go to the bank for anything. So we had to save the money. We made garage payments to ourselves to be able to afford this. And we were so glad to finally get this done. And we're also really glad that my husband and son did not have to finish this concrete by themselves. So the next step, I guess, is cutting the relief lines and then building a roof over this, like finishing the roof, I should say. It's halfway done. We left that off for the concrete trucks to come in to back in. And then even at one point, the truck hit a rafter that was sticking out there, and then we had to cut it off. I'm not sure why it was left out that far anyway, but it was, I guess, it was to give him the pitch to go to finish the roof. But anyway, so that was all taken care of, and so we're really glad, like I said, that my husband and son did not have to do this on their own, because even with my son here to help, my son-in-law here to help, and the two pros, and Nicholas helped, and then my husband said that today he feels like, he said, I haven't felt this bad in so long. Oh man, I remember feeling like this, but oh my gosh, it was the second day of boot camp. So he said he's never felt this bad before, pushing and pulling concrete and things like that. So there was a lot of other prep work that I haven't even gotten into, which was buying a submersible pump to put into the spring because the jet pump isn't working, and then pumping water up to here. That could be a whole video in itself. But so this is the update, and maybe I'll add a little bit to this when the man comes to cut his relief cuts, and then we have to go pick up some cabinets. So see you in a little bit. So we got a little bit of a late start, but this loud machine started on the first pull. It has a huge diamond saw blade there spinning, if you can see that, and then we'll just cut the line. So I'm not going to record the whole thing, but we'll watch some of it. Look at the accuracy. He's telling him to move it over like a hair. It looks like it, when I look at the camera, it looks like it's not spinning, and when I look at the model camera, you can just totally tell it is spinning like mad. And of course you see all that rust. Alright, I think we've had enough fun for the day. Nicholas and I had to run to the truck and take shelter. You can see all the concrete dust floating. And a few minutes ago, it was so bad, you could not even see the tractor or the truck. So we did go for a walk when it started, because they did tell us it was going to be bad. And then we're getting ready to go. There's a birthday party we have to get to today. So we also have to go to visit our other friend first. And so we're just waiting to go. Kind of bored at this point, aren't we? Yeah. All right, later.